Hi.
Hello.
This is our last episode. Is that crazy?
So sad. Yes.
It is. And you know, it's sad, but we are not done. We have so much more knowledge. You're just so smart and really want to help you guys. So, just kidding. No, Barbara had more stuff to say. So,
Yeah. Lots. Yeah. It's actually sad it's coming to an end. That's so crazy.
I know. I've really enjoyed going through like the acronym, like specifically, which I love what we're going to do later too, but this has just been I've really loved it.
Yeah. I'm taking a personal twist to it, I guess. Yeah. And then actually like living out each episode as much as we could.
Yeah,
if you watch the last episode,
gosh.
we've been hit with all kinds of worldly things at the moment.
But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Exactly. I'm going to be referencing a lot of songs in this episode.
Stand a little taller.
But yes, announcements.
Yes. Yeah. Fun announcements.
We're going to do a really cool review raffle, right? Is that how we're saying it?
Yes.
But I'm sorry. I am so spaced today. I don't know why, but I cannot form words at all.
You're pregnant and your baby's taking all of your willpower.
It's really frustrating me today. No words are coming.
So just give me a look. You know, if you're like, I have nothing left, go on. Just give me a look.
Keep talking, Jordan. You got this.
What else, Jordan? Keep going.
But the review raffle is going to be like a Q&A. And if you watch the last episode, we're going to share that in like a questionnaire box in our social media. And then definitely going to post that today. I said I was going to do it yesterday. I'm doing it today and this weekend.
Yeah, perfect.
So that we can have for the next episode, so not this coming week, because we're going to have, so I guess... Yeah, so in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so on moderation and then this one exercise.
So in 2 weeks we'll do a Q&A episode. So you have plenty of time to put in your questions for us that you have had for every episode. So for every category. So if it's pertaining sunshine, if you have a question about that. We've actually had a few. We have. Yeah, we can.
And we might go back through. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, but if you have some ones that are like recent, that maybe after you have tried out some of this stuff and tried to add this to your lifestyle, then questions after, because we've had a few in during figuring this out. What do we do if this doesn't work?
Yeah. And, no question is too dumb. Please do not feel... If you really have a question and want our opinion on something, or even if Barbara said something about this or that, we wrote notes like crazy peoples. It's like we have a little Barbara with us in our notebooks. Okay?
Yes. She has Barbara Bible 1. I have Barbara Bible 2.
That's right. They might be different translations, like the Bible, but they're it's the same message. Okay?
Someone asked me if I read her book, and I was like, I kind of wrote one.
Yeah, literally.
From school. I have a Barbara book myself.
It was an audiobook for us, and we had to write down what she said. And that's our book.
And you didn't want to stop writing. I normally don't really write notes as much because I can't comprehend fast enough to write.
While you're yes.
But dude, the stuff she was saying, I was like, oh God, I have got to write this down.
She had that big old whiteboard, so that was very helpful too, because we're very visual. She literally drew pictures of cells, and it was so cool.
She is amazing.
She really is.
So this is also a plug that she's actually going to be in Oklahoma in June. Shawnee, Oklahoma, I think. The tickets are a tad bigger than what we paid when we went. Which
is there extra stuff to it, or is it just listen to Barbara?
I don't know. I don't think it's extra, honestly. I think it's just because of where it's at. I'm not positive, but it's like $400 a ticket.
I heard that the girl that is there in Shawnee that owns like a store, she has a relationship with Barbara.
She's her assistant.
Yes, and her prices in general are a little higher, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Still good stuff.
So if you're in I know that she's going to be in Texas at some point. I do think that one's sold out already, but I don't think the one in Oklahoma, Shawnee, is sold out yet.
She's back in Arkansas, Hannah. I don't think it's at the same place, because that's where we went. We went to Arkansas. I saw her post on Facebook, too.
She's going to be in Arkansas. I saw that as well.
Yeah.
So. Also, if you want updates, if you're someone who you're like, I want to go and do this too, I want to have my own Barbara Bible, look at OKB Health on Facebook. She's her assistant, like we were just talking about, and she's from Shawnee, Oklahoma. And she pretty much puts Barbara O'Neill updates on like everything that she's doing.
Sweet.
And I just started following her because I used to not be able to see, because a lot of people have copied.
It's hard to tell. Yeah.
They've been copying Barbara. And OKB Health is not. She literally is like her person. I think she's doing a lot of her social media stuff now too, because she has
I'm very
so
thankful
much.
that Barbara's like doing social media now, because she thought TikTok was Tic Tac, and when she explained it, I was like, oh no, yeah, she's definitely not on TikTok. She's don't even know.
Not. She probably still is not,
No.
but she just got someone to make it look like she is.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just going to keep doing me. So if you want to make that a thing on social media, then you do it. Do it.
She is such a sweetheart. She's always smiling. I don't think I've ever seen anything with her like frowning ever.
No. Yeah, like I think we said it last week. She's just like super graceful of a person, and I think it's just super obvious. She's just so humble, I think is a huge word. Graceful and like meek. You know, it makes me think of like, blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Or it's just, that's Barbara. She's inherited the health. Earth.
Yeah, and she just keeps like looking like she's aging backwards from when we saw her. She was kind of in a little bit of a health crisis once we saw her foot, and she had been sick like 2 or 3 times. But now she looks like she's doing so much better. Like,
oh yeah,
she looks even younger from whenever we saw her before. Like, how do you do that?
She'll just stay looking the same.
How do you do that?
Just forever.
So going into that, we already announced the.
Oh, yeah, and review raffle. Go on our podcast stuff to post a review. You'll be put in a raffle to win cool stuff.
And you have to, review it and comment. That's why it's called the review. Duh, Hannah. Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, put those comments in, please.
And you have the moderation episode, and you have this episode, so 2 weeks to be able to put in your reviews.
Mm-hmm. You got this. We need those reviews. We want to just see what people are thinking.
Yeah, we would love to know what you think, what we could maybe work on. You know,
I'm sure it's a lot.
Yeah, amen. We all are.
Like, no more jingles. Got it.
Ooh, yeah. Please shut up. Got it.
So exercise.
Exercise. It is honestly one of the best for last. It's super important. A lot of people don't think it is, but it actually really is. You're about to find out why in just a little bit.
And it's so weird, because I did not think that exercise would be one that Barbara would emphasize on. You know what I mean? Like, she's a very holistic person, and holistic world. People do not really emphasize on exercise. They don't act like some people you have, like, go to the gym, hardcore, CrossFit all the time.
Bodybuild.
Yes. Or just walk in the forest and nature.
Walk barefoot in the forest.
Yeah, it's like I was not thinking that she would be like, exercising is something you need to be doing every single day. She was when she first started talking about exercise, she's like, this is one that is highly important for
she
the
was
longevity of your life. And I was like, hold up, what is Barbara doing exercise wise?
Like, I know, that little lady.
She wears dresses all the time.
She does. I forgot. Yeah. She's always in those skirts.
I know. I do not see Barbara just lifting weights, but homegirl, she's got it going.
She really does. And she said this quote when we were there, and it's so good. She said, stagnation, which is staying still, stagnation is death, and activity is life. It's that simple. Black and white, honestly. And I just love something else that she said is what we do in our 20s is revealed in our 40s. You know, when we're younger, we think we can eat anything we want. We don't gain that unnecessary weight yet. Our metabolism's just working. We can do whatever. But we don't realize that what we do in our 20s can show up and be revealed in our 40s. And what we do in our 40s is revealed in our 60s. And we are literally investing in our health today for 10, 20 years from now, you know, for our children, for our grandchildren and stuff like that. So that was a really cool viewpoint that she gave us there too.
Yeah, because what do we always hear when people hit their late 30s and 40s and 50s? The common thing that is said, midlife crisis.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not really a midlife crisis. It's a body crisis, because what you did in your 20s is showing up now.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why everyone's like, I don't know what's going on with me. Because you're not thinking that the current problems you're having are because of what you did 20 years before.
Yeah, your body can only work so hard for so long until it's like, I cannot stand this lifestyle anymore. I'm going to break down. Just like a car. If you ignore all those little light thingies that tell you what's going on with your motor and engine,
oil.
They're there for a reason, guys, to show what's going on under the hood. Same for us. It shows up in pains like we talked about last week with moderation. Pay attention to the symptoms because it's going to show what's going on with your body. And so the way that we live, it can determine, this is intense, but it can determine the way that we die. That's literally what Barbara said. The way that we live will determine the way that we die. Are we going to die as elderly people that have lived a long, great life and it's just our time to go? Or are we going to die from something intense like a heart attack or something where our body just stops? It just can't take it anymore.
Or just being super, super sick.
Yeah. Just disease ridden.
And not wanting to keep going or losing our memory, which is... That's the common thing that's been happening, with most people.
Dementia, Alzheimer's, all of that.
I literally feel like there's like a string connected to my tongue today because I can't get it to just... It won't work.
What are you trying to say? Just say it. It's okay.
I'm not even kidding, Jordan. I'm having to work so hard to say anything with an S.
Well...
We need to do emotional release or something after this. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's
the next episode.
Oh my goodness. So, can you tell I haven't been exercising lately?
That's what, we're being honest, okay?
Yeah.
This is what honesty looks like.
Right. So, what are the benefits of exercising? Why is it so important, Jordan?
Yes. Well, a huge thing, which is connected to a lot of what we said Barbara was saying about exercise, is that exercise improves your circulation. Circulation is extremely important.
So good.
Extremely important because what did Barbara say? That stagnation is death. Activity is life. Why is activity life? Because it gets our circulation circulating, and honestly, what Barbara said is you can't afford not to exercise. You just can't.
And that does not mean either. She means that because you don't have to have a gym membership just to be able to exercise.
Yeah. Exactly.
I use my stairs. No, I don't go to the gym, but I use my stairs religiously.
Well, at the gym, they have a stair climber. Yeah. You have one.
I do it all the time. All the time. When I'm like, you know what? I need to mentally just because I think that saying, too, has a lot to do with mental health-wise is, stagnation is also...
100%.
Because what happens when we get down to the lows of a mental health crisis? It's because you've just been stagnant. And when we stay still and we do nothing, our mind starts playing tricks on us.
100%. When you think of a stagnant water, it's gross. It has a nasty fungus, and who even knows what little life forms live in stagnant water. No one's going to drink that. If you drink it, it makes you sick. It's just stuff staying there and murky. And it's just like with your mind. If you're not moving, everything becomes stagnant, and it looks like pains in your body. It looks like memory loss. It looks like foggy mind, brain fog, all of that. Just stagnation is death. It is not fun.
Yeah, the circulation goes all the way up to the brain. It's not just in your muscles and everything. It's top to bottom.
Definitely. Okay, going into circulation, our heart, is pumping our blood, which circulates, right, all throughout our body. So the heart is a muscle, okay, that can be strengthened by exercise or weakened by lack of exercise. Our heart is a muscle. I don't think people actually realize that. No. It's pumping and it's working, right? And working out strengthens that muscle. Like working out in general, which gets your heart rate up, right? Mm-hmm. It's working out your heart.
Yeah, endurance. It helps it get a little bit further. Yeah.
And I just love it.
And the lack of physical activity can significantly, I'm telling you, increase the risk of developing chronic diseases like
cardiovascular.
That one.
Okay, we got the type 2 diabetes that can be happening if you're not working out regularly, certain cancers, high blood pressure, osteoporosis, depression, and it can also, contribute to weight gain, reduced muscle mass, poor mental health, and decreased overall quality of life in general, which is kind of what we were already diving into before. But we wanted to say that fact because we don't want to scare you into working out, but just realizing how actually important it is. And when Barbara said that stagnation is death, that everything I just listed right now is the first step into disease in your life, which leads to a sooner death than what your body actually would have intended.
It's opening
for
the
you.
door.
Exactly.
Not that you're going to die like today, but it's like it's definitely putting.
Well, you'll live today, but tomorrow, I don't know.
You're stepping a foot inside that door instead of the life door.
Well, it's even like what we talked about with our words. Our words are life or death. It's so black and white in so many areas. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and then also autoimmune diseases as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, there's just so many right now that are actually misdiagnosed for other things, but it's autoimmune.
Definitely.
Because the lack of that kind of thing too.
Mm-hmm. It's just all connected and
it's scary, but it's a simple fix, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
But find the right type of exercise for you, because one thing I did learn from doing this some sort of brain exercise I did when I went to Utah for that chiropractic training.
Oh, yeah.
They did like this brain analysis of the way that my brain properly functions, and I am not supposed to. I have more endurance levels the way that my body is, the way my fight or flight functions. I actually increase my fight or flight in a negative way if I do intense, like
a
HIIT.
harder core workout.
If I raise my heart rate to a certain level, it's not like it actually does bad for me. So I need to move my body, but I don't need to push it.
You know what? Okay, that's really good, because it's the same, like, it's the same thing that I learned in school. If you're really anxious and your adrenals are pumping regularly, a hardcore core workout is not gonna work for you, at least in this time, the way that life is. Like, so that's crazy. That's so true.
It kind of goes back to our episode of moderation, like we were talking about. You need to really pay attention to your body, your blood type, the way, like, if you know that you've been doing something for a really long time and you're not really seeing massive results from it, but you're like, this is good for me because they say it's good for me. My friend's doing this and having great results from it.
Yep.
Go get like there's a lot of those. It's called something, but it's like a brain analysis.
That's super
thing.
Interesting.
I need to ask Dr. Ashley.
Yeah, do that, and we can.
But it's
about it.
Lots of lots of.
I love that.
Lots of places have it. It's a neuro wave something
generator.
Yeah, that it could be that.
I don't
one.
know. It
I
sounded
don't know.
good.
Anything that kind of shows you what's going on with your brain, try to do something like that. But it's based off of like frequency and stuff. I had to do a whole test of knowing fight or flight, and I actually don't sleep deep at all.
It doesn't surprise me, Hannah.
Literally, it said that when I'm stressed, because it takes a stress test. When I'm stressed, I'm more regulated.
Okay. Well, this isn't therapy, but also you grew up with 5,000 siblings, and all you were surrounded by babies, and you took care of children when you were a child. So you flourish in the chaos, huh?
Yeah, that's what he said. This was very odd. He literally said, this is odd. When you were highly stressed out with something, your body was more regulated than whenever you were able to be calm, and you didn't have to think about when you started having to be calm. You were stressed to the max. I was like, oh, God. I am broken.
Oh, my gosh.
You're supposed to be fixing me, not telling me that.
This is odd. No, I know.
He goes, now this is a little bit odd. I'm like
okay.
He goes, also, you don't sleep. You sleep, but you don't sleep. I'm like, I don't know how that helps me.
You're like, yes. Yes?
Yes.
So what do I do about it? It's just interesting. Okay.
Well, what he said, what has helped me is to do the other things that help with sleep, like the sunshine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the whole canceling out any other things that make my mind go in another direction, like EMFs and like shutting my phone off. I'm just high sensitive to any distraction of any kind. That's helped. And so he did recommend that. He didn't know about the whole Barbara O'Neill stuff, but he was like, natural things, natural elements, do other things that will calm your body.
Wow. That's why you like caffeine at night. Okay.
I told you I'm broken.
It's chaos.
So the Barbara, the best going into knowing what type of workout you need to do.
Yes.
Barbara, her best workout that she just recommends, just in general, that's for the body from all the science that she's done, is HIIT. And when you say that, which I have had this happen to me like several times, if you're a professional trainer or a professional workout person, when you say HIIT, they're like, no. I'm not even kidding. That's happened to me so many times. They're like, no, HIIT is not the best. High intensity interval, but she does it as a way of like, how does she do it?
So for her, it was all about heart rate. Right. So let's get the heart rate up. So this is what Barbara says is the quote unquote perfect workout, which of course, like we said, moderation. Let's discern what's best for our bodies. If we're in fight or flight mode 24/7, maybe walking a brisk, nice walk outside is better for you for 20 minutes than doing this. Okay. But this is what Barbara said. 6 cycles of 30 seconds of an intense workout to get that heart rate up, followed by, after each 30-second, a 90-second recovery time. So for Barbara, what she was doing for her workout was running up a hill for those 30 seconds, taking a breath, and slowly walking for 90 seconds and doing that again, doing that in intervals of 6. So 6 cycles of that. And it takes about 15 minutes. And then she literally said, that's it.
Yeah. So if you're another person who can take a higher intensity, then running faster, like running maybe like down or up a hill or something. Like she trots up a hill, but it just depends on what your high intensity is. For me, a high intensity is like doing jumping jacks for 30 seconds.
100% jumping. Yeah,
jumping, like doing the rebound, which is like a trampoline, 30 seconds, and then you rest and you like walk or you like stretch for the, is it 90 seconds?
Yeah, for the 90 seconds and then back to the 30. And okay, at the time she hurt her foot. So what she was doing instead of the running is she was doing push-ups. So she'd do push-ups for 30 seconds, 90 second, stretch her arm, all that kind of stuff, calmed, and then do it again.
Yeah. High intensity does not have to mean like you're deadlifting 300 pounds and like, pushing iron and stuff like that. No. It's basically getting your heart rate to kind of like get a little bit higher, whatever it need, like for whoever you are and however you are, how that needs to be. My high intensity is very different than my husband's.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like he doing a sprint compared to me, massively different. Like very different. His is so much faster than mine. Yeah. A sprint is like a nice little jog and then I stop for, the 90 seconds and I like walk and I stretch. For him, walking is like a little bit like my trot. It's just because he's bigger than I am.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I just love it too because even, for that, I think I told you, Hannah, yesterday, whenever I went to the gym, I did the row machine.
Oh, yeah,
And so I went hardcore the 30 seconds. And then for the 90, I just slowly kind of kept it because the machine would actually turn off if I stopped. So I would just do a few. And then I'd go hardcore. Like, I'm sore right here. But I wasn't so winded that, like, when you get really it's almost like you taste blood in your throat.
Yes.
That grossness, I didn't get to that point. I almost did, but I know, and that's when I go too far and I actually feel crappy in it. And my workout it was like I'm exhausted now instead of I'm rejuvenated. I'm ready. Let's go,
Pay attention to that too. And that's what she said. If you feel like death after you're done with it, you've pushed it too hard.
Yeah.
You want to feel like, like this burns, but in a good way. Like,
yes,
I feel like I can conquer the day.
And it gives you those like hormones that just energize you, make you feel great and ready for the day.
The key for that too is breathing properly.
In the nose, out the nose.
When we talked about inhale, go back to the episode of inhale if you don't know what we're talking about. But that is what makes her HIIT exercises monumentally different than a lot of other people because they will tell you need to breathe through a lot of stuff, but they tell you to breathe out of your mouth. That actually makes your body panic instead of proper oxygen.
What does panting sound like? Panicking. So that doesn't help anyone.
No, that does not.
I was actually doing the stair climber at the gym a couple weeks ago, and I told myself only breathe in your nose, out your nose. It was so much easier than what I was used to. Like, I'm like, oh, here we go. And I was like, I could keep going. it's kind of crazy.
That honestly helped me want to run on a treadmill again, because I stopped doing it for a while because I was hyperventilating. Because I would run too fast, then I couldn't catch my breath.
It'd be too much. Yeah.
It'd be way too much. Now, after we did the barbell kneel, I started doing it with the whole breathing. And I was like, I actually enjoy doing this again.
Yes. Yeah, it really is crazy. And honestly, like, I grew up, my mom's a personal trainer. Like, my mom, she's always had clients. She's always done step classes. She's always like, she did spin classes for a long time. I'm pretty sure my mom, like 35 years.
Yeah,
she's been in
35,
fitness.
right? That's what she said.
Yeah, so I grew up, with that. I grew up needing to stay active. I did sports and stuff like that. But I always felt like going to the gym and working out, I kind of hated it. I'm not going to lie. But now, like, it's kind of crazy. It's my break, and I listen to a podcast, and I do my HIIT kind of thing, like what I said with the rower or like with weights and stuff like that. And then I go walk on the treadmill for it. So it's almost like me, like, because once you walk for up to 20 minutes, it actually does good things to your brain. Like, it helps memory, all of that. Like, I guess that's saying jog your brain. Maybe it's connected to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what I do. And it kind of helps because I'm pretty sure my adrenals, they be pumping regularly. Right. That old stomach drop, that happens a little too often in my life. So it's probably very accurate to kind of what you're saying for you too, Hannah. So for a lot of us, the harder might not be the better for you. But for some, maybe it is.
But it can still be a HIIT, high intensity, in some way.
Yep.
In some way.
A more mild version of maybe what someone else would do. Exactly. And Barbara does say it is the most effective way to work out because it makes the heart rate go up, and then you can rest and it goes back down. It's a journey, and that helps the muscle of your heart strengthen.
Yeah, because we're trying to help circulation.
Yeah.
And that is a huge foundation to that, of like you're raising up, like you want to make your body be able to circulate, and that's one of the ways to do that.
Oh yeah, and I love Barbara's mindset with exercise, because I grew up, not because of my mom or anything like that, just I grew up seeing everywhere that you exercise so you can build muscle and not have any fat and look real good in a bathing suit for the summer and burn all your calories and eat like 2 crackers and you are just set. You know what I mean? But that's not at all what it is. Barbara literally said nothing about weight. No. She didn't even say anything about metabolism. She talked about circulation is so important, and stagnation is death. And that's why you take care of your body and you strengthen your heart.
And she also didn't say anything about appearance either.
Not at all.
It's all exercise.
It was refreshing.
Yeah, it's all about internal for her. It's like you need it for your body, not for the way that it looks, but for the way that it feels.
Literally, it made me just think of that verse where it's in 1 Samuel. It said, man looks at the outer appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Yeah. Literally our heart for exercise.
Which is also
we should be looking at the heart.
There's your muscle.
It's crazy.
Nobody sees that one, so obviously working out's not about.
You'd be like, dang, that heart is buff, yo. I know Aubrey, my husband, he works out so much, and he is buff on the outside. There's no telling what that heart looks like. It'd be like...
Oh, gosh, that is so funny.
Buff. Okay. So, anyways, Hannah...
Did you get a little sidetracked?
Aubrey has good muscles. I love you. Okay. Anyways, Hannah, let's talk about rebounding. Oh, you're not there. Okay. So another tip from a huge thing, because I mean, circulation, obviously, rebounding. What is that? What is rebounding? It's jumping on a trampoline. Yeah. Oh, my baby's still crying. That's fine. Jumping on a trampoline. Okay. Like, you know, those little mini ones on Amazon. So you can go out, like we have a big trampoline in the backyard, but we also have a small one in here. And rebounding, she said literally 2 minutes a day in the morning is the best time to rebound. 2 minutes. That's like nothing.
Yeah. It's nothing at all.
No, I used to do 5 because I was like, well,
might as well.
That's like nothing, you know? And then she said 2. I was like, wow, anyone can do that.
Time frame on stuff, like, I was finished with my little exercise that she had told us to do in 15 minutes, and I was like, that's crazy. Nice. I don't have to do these 90-minute just torturous things anymore. Cool.
I used to think 30-minute workouts. I was like, I'm so done, but man, I feel like I should do more, because you think it has to be at least an hour to be worth it, but it's not accurate.
Exactly. So it's helping with the lymphatic system.
Yes.
And for the body. So you have. Is that right? Is that for
talking
about the rebounding?
So the rebounding is so important. I love talking about the lymphatic system because most people like actually don't know what it is. They just know they have lymph nodes. You know what I mean? In certain areas. And sometimes, you're like, sometimes it swells when I'm not feeling good right here, and stuff like that. But the lymphatic system, I mean, that's our body's vacuum to push toxins out of our body. And our heart does the work of pumping our blood, right? Mm-hmm. Even if we're sitting, our heart's pumping. But if we are sitting, our lymphatic system is not moving. We have to move for our lymphatic system to move. So if we're not moving, toxins are staying in our body, and that can come out as pains, that can come out as sickness, that can come out as different types of ways. That's why when you're dealing with like a cold or something like that, these lymph nodes get swollen and sensitive, trying to push out those toxins that are in the body. So rebounding is huge for the lymphatic system, and the acceleration and deacceleration actually stimulates the lymphatic system. So that's what rebounding is. I mean, you're down, up, down, up, down, up, and it helps push those toxins out of the body. Yeah.
So you have swelling, rebound.
Yep.
If you have those lymph issues in any, like if it's pretty obvious.
Yes. Yeah.
In different areas.
And pains. If you're sitting too long, that's kind of how you know.
Yeah. Rebound. Mm-hmm. If you drive a lot, if you're someone who has to drive a lot for your job.
Yes.
Rebound. Yes. You have an upset baby. What is that? Like the actual baby?
Like a colicky baby.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Have them be on the rebounder.
Mm-hmm. Just jump hold them.
This one's really shocking. When you're pregnant.
Yeah, Hannah.
The thought of that sounds horrible.
Makes you want to pee a little.
Yeah. Can we make sure I have a Depends on?
I know, right? Just give me one of them big whopping pads. I'm about to jump for 2 minutes on the rebounder.
But hopefully that will help, honestly, not be an issue
probably will
later.
Help the pelvic floor, I bet.
Mm-hmm. So what are our misconceptions when it comes to exercise? Man, I feel like there's a lot.
There's quite a few, for sure.
I think we've already, said quite a few of them.
We really have. We've addressed, actually, a lot of them. One of them is the longer the workout, the better, right?
Literally just said,
We just kicked that in the butt. And this next one's kind of connected to it because it's all about the calories burnt, right? It's like, let's burn those calories. The longer the workout, the better. The more intense. If I'm dripping in sweat, I know it's a good workout. That's not always the case for everyone. No. And
remember, it's internal. So if you have gotten your heart rate to a peak to where you're able to rest it and you have not hyperventilated and you have not panicked, it really should. Someone said, I was friends with a lot of bodybuilder, CrossFit people. They're like, you get a good workout in whenever you have to puke afterwards. And I'm like, I don't want to do it then.
That is your body panicking.
It's a panic.
Your body's like, oh my God, this is too much. My heart rate's up. I'm sick. I'm going to puke. That is never, wow. That is never good.
So misconception there. That is, some people might, even if they do the HIIT, they might kind of feel a little bit queasy if they have done it for the first few times and they haven't been used to it.
Yes, exactly.
If you're a baby workout person and baby exercises, or, you haven't done it in a hot minute or done it at all, you might feel a
little hard.
Yeah, but you don't, that's not the purpose. It's not, if someone says, if you feel queasy, if you feel like you're going to puke, that's a good thing. No, it's not really.
Oh, gosh. The only time I actually have wanted to puke and almost puked was a CrossFit workout. It's funny you're saying that. Wow.
Because it's too much.
Well, I also had a Frappuccino right before I went. I'm not even going to lie. And it was so tasty, but I knew it was a mistake almost immediately.
My poor brother made the same mistake the other day. No. He ate a bunch of spicy chip dip and drank a Frappuccino that I made and then did burpees.
Because he felt bad about what he ate? I do that sometimes.
No, because he was like, I should work out now. But his choice of breakfast beforehand, the chip dip was a spicy fiesta, queso and hamburger. And
wait, for breakfast?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of equivalent to cold pizza.
Oh, yeah.
19-year-old's dream, But it didn't sit well with poor guy.
No, his body's like, no, thank you.
He was sitting on the couch looking real green. He was like, I don't know if that was a good idea. I'm like, I don't think so either. He goes, excuse me, guys. I'm like, yeah, no, what's about to happen? Maybe don't do that.
Maybe don't.
Yeah. The in the nose, out the nose, breathing. Mm-hmm. What's the misconception is breathe in your nose and out of your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually It's actually the wrong way to breathe. It actually sends your body into hyperventilating.
Mm-hmm, and it ain't pretty.
And it does not it doesn't help the oxygen go to your brain, which you need to help circulation to keep up with the heart rate going to the peak that it needs to, then to come back down to regulate.
Yes.
You need oxygen. It all works together.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we need oxygen in our blood. Our blood's being pumped by our heart. Our heart's a muscle that we need to work out when we're working. Yeah. It's all connected.
Think about it like being like, those little games where those like rubber balls, you put them in those little tube things where they go in and out. Like if you think about it, your body's kind of like that. You have the ball going in and out of the little things. Mm-hmm. The equivalent to breathing out of your mouth would almost be like the ball having to come through one of those little tube things instead of going through the whole entire thing. Because if you're breathing in your nose and out your nose, it's like it's still keeping the rhythm. Instead of, because when you blow out of your nose like that, it's almost like you just stopped. Yeah, it's almost like the ball would have to come out of those. You know what I'm talking about? Those little.
Yes. It's not as smooth as what it could be.
It's like, not going the course.
Interrupts it. Yeah.
It like completely interrupts it because it's like, whoa, where did the oxygen just go? Because that oxygen comes from your brain. And then it should, how the whole entire like sinus cavity is all connected. But once you breathe out of your mouth, you just lost all of that.
Oh, yeah.
That makes so much sense. Sorry, I got a little geeky there, but anyway.
Wow, the whole time you were explaining, I was like, in my nose, out my nose. It's just don't.
Hopefully that analogy, I hope people are not like.
No, we're very visual, so that's very helpful for me.
You know what those things are? You know what I'm talking about? Like what is it called?
I never know the names of things.
What is it called? It's like, I know exactly. I go to so many science museum places with my kids, and I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. It's showing, no, I don't know science. I'm not going to, well, I know how the body works. Anyways, I don't know Newton's law or whatever.
So how do we apply the A's?
Okay. First one we always go for is attainable, which means capable of being done or carried out. And like, honestly, it's 15 minutes a day. That is super easy for anyone to do. 15 minutes. That's nothing. No. I literally one time did a HIIT workout in the morning while I was making my coffee in between. Yeah. Like I would real quick do the 30 seconds, my 90 seconds, I'd finish doing some coffee stuff and then I'd go back to my 30. You can make it work 100%.
Yes. And it's not really about, like we said, it's not about appearance. If you think about it as a mental thing, as a legit mental, then your outer physical appearance will kind of catch up to it, honestly.
Exactly, yeah.
And when you feel good, the mindset really helps whenever you're having low self-esteem issues. And
I always think we should change talking about people's body and just saying, you look healthy. Yeah. You look real healthy. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got like color in your cheeks. Like you look really healthy. You look great. Not like, oh my gosh, have you lost weight? You look so good.
Yeah. Because sometimes whenever when I was my skinniest, I was the most unhealthy I had ever been. And
people always connect it to, it's the skinniest people. Yeah, well, not the skinniest, I guess, but like the ones that are real thin, the healthiest ones. That's not accurate. We're all different. Like we've said. And
look healthy.
Like my healthy is going to look different on the outside than Hannah's healthy. And what makes me so sad for a lot of women, but also men, is that there's this stamp on what is approved and how we should look. And it's one way. It's one thing. And it makes no sense because we're all so different. Right. There's no way me and Hannah are ever going to have the same body type. That's just not going to happen because we're so different. No.
Yeah, and it would be insanity to try to look at exactly the same. We're not even built, like our body structure is, I have like a foot more of arm than you. Yeah. Well, no. It's so long. There's no way. But come here. Come here. I'm not telling you about this.
See? Okay. It's a half a finger. It's not a foot.
I was joking, obviously.
You will not say those things about yourself. You understand?
They are very long arms. We have all said that, okay? They're so freakishly long. But I was just making an example. Like,
oh, it's fine, I guess.
Shirts fit you differently because literally
true.
I have no torso and very long arms.
I am actually really jealous of your torso because crop tops work great for you. Mine, the old tum-tum tries to pop out and I'm like, nobody asked for that. I didn't. No one else did. We don't need that.
I guess we just all want, like, I wish I had a little bit more.
See, that is funny. Yeah, because we do think like that, actually. The grass always seems to be greener on the other side.
Because I would feel like when you're sitting, you look like you're sitting. I literally look like half my legs are up here because they are. And so that's why tell them what you do. Oh, it's so funny and I love it. Well, currently I'm being a little bit more professional this time because I'm finally sitting on a pillow. Okay, but guys, I have to normally sit on my leg whenever we do this because if I don't, I'm gonna show you.
The first 4 times I didn't even know she was doing that until she's like, "Oh, my leg." I was like, "Why does her leg always hurt?" She's been sitting on it.
Look how short I am. And we're like the same height. Yes, we're literally the same height. And this is you wouldn't be able to see my face. And so what I've literally done every episode is this.
Yep, she just slides that leg on there. Wow, look at that. So
yeah, because I'm half leg.
So
no, I'm 80% legs.
80-20 rule.
So again, even if we tried, we would not look the same.
There's no way.
There's no way.
Wow. Oof.
Oh,
that was a good message. I liked that for us.
So don't do that. Don't torture yourself.
Yeah,
we're all built different and beautifully made.
Let's just work towards health. Mm-hmm. And we're all going to look our best when we are living healthy, holistically.
Who doesn't feel like a fine dime whenever they're feeling amazing? That's what I like, honestly. Whenever I am feeling good mentally and like my stomach's not hurting every time I eat, I don't have migraines all the time, I'm not really thinking about the fact that I'm not as small as I want to, or I'm not don't have the muscles or the 6-pack that I used to have or whatever, I'm not really thinking about that because I feel good.
Oh yeah. You're like, I feel great. Let's go.
Yeah.
And even I think it's so important. Like, I don't have a little girl yet, but even you with Mary and Charlie, when you look at yourself and say good things about yourself or only talk about, you look so healthy. You look great. It like teaches them to look in the mirror and be like, you know what? I look healthy. I look great, and instead I heard this and it actually like really made me sad because a lot of the time when I look in the mirror, it's negative stuff I think in my head, like, man, I wish that, I could lose a little here, do this, do that, but our kids hear, hey, you look just like your mom. And then your mom's in there like, oh, I wish I didn't look so, ugh. And then the little girl's like, does that mean something's wrong with me? I mean,
yes.
And it's like teaching to pick, how you don't amount when you look in the mirror. And so I'm like, man, I need to challenge myself. Even with the boys do it too.
Oh yeah.
Aubrey will tell me like, just stuff about him. I was like, what? That's not, what do you mean? You look great, but it's the same for girls and guys.
Yeah. And our kids are listening.
Exactly.
But they're also like the biggest cheerleaders. So you don't want to take that from them because Mary will always be like, out of nowhere, Mom, you look so good. Thank you. And especially on a day where I don't feel like I do. And
they just know the perfect times when to say the sweet things.
She does also mention like to point out when days that I put makeup on. And says that she really likes when I do that because I normally don't look.
Oh, I see.
I normally look. What did she say? You look like you normally do when you drink your coffee every morning.
I see.
Like,
no makeup,
homeless,
just fresh morning.
She's like, how you normally look. Cool.
Okay.
I'm hoping that means good.
Yes.
To her, I guess it's good. It's just when I drink my coffee. That's what she tells people. She's like, she looks like. Oh, she pointed someone else out on a TV show. She's like, Mom, she looks just like you do when you drink your coffee. And this woman looked so bad.
Oh, my God.
She was like, what were we watching? I can't remember what we were watching, but it was like
hilarious.
She was in the heat of mom, like just ponytail, halfway done, pajamas. And she goes, she looks just like this, what I'm talking about. That's how you look when you drink your coffee.
You're like, oh.
Thanks.
Okay. What do you say to that? You're like,
I was like, thanks, Mary. And she goes, you're welcome. See?
Oh, okay.
She sees it as a compliment. She doesn't think it looks bad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's good. Even bad is good.
That's right.
So affordable. Man, that was a long attainable.
How do we even, you know what? It's fine. We don't have to figure out how we got there. It doesn't matter. We're going to affordable, which means inexpensive, reasonably priced.
Right.
I mean, it could be free.
HIIT, literally talked about how a bunch of things that both of us can do at home. If you have a trampoline, boom. You have stairs, Boom.
There you go.
You have your own arms. Do push-ups on the ground. Yeah.
You have arms.
Yeah.
Those are free.
Those are free.
Okay. I mean, easy enough. Achievable, able to be brought about or reached successfully. This is a great way to make this achievable. Okay. So you set a time in the day to work out, those 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, and make that appointment with yourself, because what Barbara said is you can't afford not to. Mm-hmm. So just do it. Set that appointment. It's very important. It's just as important as you making dinner, as you know what I mean? Like, your health is very, very important. So make that time.
There you go.
Yep.
How are we already done?
We went on some rabbit trails too. So
we did, but I feel like they were good ones.
And they were fun. I almost said something like, I love when celebrities, they have so much money to do whatever they need to do here to make this how they want it. Mm-hmm. And it's usually not with working out. So I love on Pinterest one time, there was a Kim Kardashian butt workout. And I was like, I don't have $80,000 for a surgeon. I can't afford that butt workout. It's annoying because it's like, no one... if I did everything right, I am not going to look like Kim Kardashian because I don't make that amount of money for a surgeon.
I don't. Yeah. I also don't think I want.
I do not.
Because the thing that I feel like celebrities are running into, they have to keep paying for that kind of stuff because your actual body starts forming.
Oh gosh.
And to the fake things that are inside of you. And it doesn't form great.
Ooh, let's not talk about their faces. That sounds so rude, but do you know what I mean? Like
it's a lot.
After a while,
after you start deep diving, right?
Yes, mm-hmm.
Yes, deep dive into this type of lifestyle. That kind of stuff just kind of like makes you think a little bit differently of what we're talking about, the inward part of your body, like inside. All of that stuff inside of your body. You're already having to like help what's going on already.
Yeah.
Why are we going to add
Take care of your body so you grow old gracefully. It is a beautiful thing. That's how God intended it.
Yeah.
I just don't think we should fight so hard against it.
There's so many things. Okay, so take Barbara. Is she 80 now?
Oh gosh.
No, or 70.
Know. Maybe.
Or I think she's about to turn 80. I don't
look it up.
Anyway, wrinkles, like she doesn't even really have any. At all. Like she's got very clear skin. She barely ever wears any makeup.
She's 71.
Oh,
are
71.
you kidding me?
Wow. That's right. That's what she said. She was 70 years old whenever we went there. Interesting.
That's crazy. I legit was thinking she was just early 60. I don't know why. She carries herself like the wisdom of her age, but like, wow. Yeah. Okay, Barbara.
Well, this is so sad. I don't really want to end this because...
Do you want to talk more about celebrities? I'm just kidding. We won't.
We have loved this journey with you guys so much.
Over. That's not fully over.
And we are going to come back, though, because we have to do the Q&A. So put in those questions in these last 2 episodes, moderation and the exercise. Put in those questions so we can have an episode all about Q&A. But then I think we're going to gear up probably maybe in the summer. I am giving birth in the
She
summer.
will be having a child.
But it's not going to stop me.
Yeah. She's going to give birth and we're recording an episode.
Oh my gosh, I get to feature like little baby on the... That'll be so sweet.
And birth stories. Do y'all like birth stories?
Yeah.
That's a question that we need an answer from you.
Because we will share those.
Ooh, yeah. We love talking about birth stories.
We kind of like get on a little bit of a tangent on a few episodes. But the first thing that has been recommended on the next like... going through this whole entire acronym again is doing it like in season 2 and doing it based off of hormones.
Everyone deals with issues. I honestly think every single person one way or another.
Because it could be for men and women.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like couples, like lots of things there. Teens. Helping, oh man, the things that you would be able to help with your like teenager when they start hitting puberty with doing this kind of lifestyle would be like huge.
Do you know that cramps are normal but not, they shouldn't be a thing actually? So.
Yeah, I've actually gotten to that where, like, legit endometriosis, big time person over here, and going through everything that we've gone through, like, I got to a point where my periods were like nothing, which that was not a thing.
Huge, yeah.
Not a thing. Like, I would kind of forget. I kind of would forget that I was on it. And that was not a thing. Mm-hmm. Not a thing at all. So you can get to that place if you can. And it's very easy. It's just lifestyle changes.
Literally. Intentionality is what it takes. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Awareness, attention, intention, consistent.
Sustain me.
Protocol for life. We will talk to you guys soon.
Okay.
So sad farewell.
It's not goodbye. It's see you later.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.